put this on here. Show us your little.
I'll go over it again if you like.
Yeah, show us your accessories and give a quick explanation. By the way, everybody who's going to watch this replay, this is Urotherapy course number 37, part 4. Go ahead, Dario.
Okay, so these are my tools. This is for tongue scraping.
All right, bring it up close to the camera if you can. It's got little serrated edges.
Yeah, this is soft and this is hard.
Okay. She's having Wi-Fi issues.
Okay, and this for syringe to go up my nose.
All right, show us the plunger.
Or this is the plunger.
The bottom part. No, that's the syringe. The part that you pull out so it fills up.
Oh, it's here.
The handle.
The handle.
That's the plunger.
And
then squirt it up. There you go.
squirt it. So, and you do it like all the way, like with one shot, like
all of it.
All of it. All in one, like one shot. This
one shot takes 3 seconds.
Like this, you do this and then bang, up the nose.
That's it. Yeah. It's a little bit startling at first until you get used to it.
Startling. So what does that mean, startling?
Oh, when you're not used to having something up your nose or any orifice in your body, it might be a little surprise to you.
Okay.
Because that's like a new way
to keep that in mind. And I got the eye cupper.
The eye cup. And explain what the bulb is all about.
Yeah. So
the bulb.
Oh, this squishes. There's a center.
It forces
there. Hold on.
Yeah, perfect.
There's a hole right in the center.
Yeah.
So it will squish up into my eye. I squish it hard.
Yeah. So it brings more of the aura over to the eye.
Oh yeah, like it's like boom, like just like as I just mentioned, or you just mentioned with the syringe plunge, right? It's the same thing.
Correct.
And yeah, I got a dropper for the ears and for the nose.
All right, here's your third attempt to get on this line.
So
ear and nose, and also you can use it for the navel soak.
Yes, I forgot to say that as well. So I use the for the navel soak. I get a cotton ball and I just saturated it and I put it right in my tummy. Well, my tummy in the navel, in my belly button. And leave it there for 30 minutes or
and that works?
Yeah. And it works because it was always sensitive for my entire life, my navel. So whenever somebody goes in to touch it, I go, please don't touch it. Do not like I would really get mad at some people, right? But now, nothing at all. Like it's unbelievable. Like I had this issue my whole entire life. I remember as a little kid, my mother took me to the doctor saying, hey, he has a little issue with his belly button. Can you help? And of course, the doctor, they don't know anything. So I had him my whole life. Now with urine therapy, oh my God, it's just like it's healed.
Excellent.
My little 2 bits of.
No, I love it. Those are the kind of stories we need. Our girl, Aria, she's having trouble getting on here for some reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and call her again. She would get on, and there's that picture. You see that picture of her under the waterfall?
Yeah. Is that her or is that the?
That's her.
That's her.
Under the waterfall with her back bent and the whole shebang. Let's see if we can get her on. This happened once before.
Yeah, I know it has happened. There you go.
All right, this is attempt number 4. See, what I do is the admin presses the allow button.
Right.
Accepts or invites you into the call.
Right.
And the person has to, it's got to go through, and then they have to, like you just did, open up the microphone and the video and the camera. Okay. And that's her picture under the waterfall.
There you go.
Is it working?
and it's working.
Absolutely. One
Well,
go
Hello.
again. All of my tools. I'm just kidding. For the third time.
Mm,
welcome back. What I had told to Dario earlier, I'll tell to you, Rhea. If you will text me or email me or anything other than the Zoom call, your complete name you like on your certificate of completion, how you want your name. You froze. Oh, she's a little shy. Her face froze. All right, so those that are watching the replay of this, we're having minor technical difficulties with one of the students, and there she blipped off again. Wow. So we're going to do the best we can to make this class a class, or we'll reschedule it, or we'll do something or other.
Sure.
I've learned that on Kauai, that when you make plans, oftentimes they change on you so quickly. You have to be really flexible so you don't get upset. And I ran into a friend the other day at a health food store. She says, I said, we should get together, get together once in a while. She says, well, I don't make plans. Oh, so you're an unplanned planner.
Unplanned planner. What does that mean? Unplanned planner.
She says, oh, I live on Kauai. We go with the flow. I'm going, so it's hit or miss whether you're ever going to have friendship and relationships here. Unless,
Exactly.
what does that tell you when someone says, well, I don't like to plan?
Well, don't like to plan, then I don't have nothing to do with them.
Well,
Or if I, go ahead.
they're rusty on commitment.
Exactly. That's key, right? You have to be committal or or not. It's like
Yeah.
you can't be non-committal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear plenty of people who do that here. And, you've got our percentage of hippies and new agers and people going, I'm a free spirit. I think the way I want. Can I live the way I want to live? I'm going, yeah, but we need to set something if we want to ever meet.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I gotta meet you at 12 p.m., then 12 p.m. it is, right? Otherwise, I'm not gonna make that commitment.
Correct. So,
Come on, Araya, let's hope
made it.
welcome back.
it takes you.
Sorry I'm late. Tried.
No problem. So we're hoping you will stay and
Yes.
your picture won't freeze.
Yeah. Oh, just kidding. That was me freezing.
All right. Thanks for mixing with us. If you will send me your name on how you want it on your certificate of completion for this course, send it other than on the Zoom call, then I can get it over to my graphics designer.
Okay, I'll text it to you. It's on the screen here too, right there.
Yeah. Just to be sure. So I'll have it in another place.
I got you.
Okay. Anybody bring a beverage?
Yes, but I'm dry fasting right now.
That's okay. We're doing
Oh,
this
cheers.
like a symbolic thing.
Yes, I'm glad I didn't miss it. Thanks for waiting.
Hold up a jar of air. So this is a golden water that has been praised and honored throughout all time as a water of life, a perfect medicine, a remedy for whatever it is out of balance in our body, and for some of us out of our mind and emotions. So we're grateful that we answered the call and decided to partake orally and learn topically how this water can make a difference in how our body performs. So thanks for coming to class today, guys, and here's to life.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that air is delicious.
Wow. How much did you drink today, Araya, so far? 32 ounces, 48 ounces, or 60 ounces?
Probably like 6,000 breaths.
6,000.
Wow. That's the first. Okay.
All right. Let's do the pop quiz.
Oh, I hate the pop quiz.
I know it tells me a lot about your school years.
I failed in school, so.
That's okay. Life is the real school.
Exactly. There you get an A++. Everybody gets an A++.
Okay, so anybody name one of the wisdoms from the Shivamba wisdom chart?
It sterilizes everything it touches.
Alchemical process that it has. It's
Correct.
a universal panacea.
It's a universal panacea. Are there any considerations for it not to work?
No, it works all the time for everything. Any issues you have, it works. I know that from experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I've only been doing it for 2 months or 2.5 months. So
Well, the rabbit hole goes deep. The healing goes even deeper. Are there any rules, obligations, or dogma we must follow in order for this to work?
no,
Thank you. It's very simple. Are there any side effects, after effects, or dangers that we should know about when we're using urine therapy?
Healing crises.
well,
Yep.
that's not a. Yeah, that's a positive effect.
That's a positive effect.
Yeah, that's a good thing though.
That's the exactly.
Will it work if you use a animal's urine or a human's urine, regardless if it's yours?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for giggles, since humor is part of this class,
Humor, right?
someone sent me the video of this guy in India, and he's bowed underneath the back of a cow with the cow's tail up, and he's having a golden shower, literally, of the cow urine going all over his face, and he's massaging it in.
I've seen that. I think I've
And
seen-
somebody posted on my Facebook page, and I said, would you go stand behind a cow and let it pee on you?
I've been worrying it smacked me with its leg more than.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to drink the cow's urine.
Okay, so we have cows and camels that I'm fully aware of that people either drink or massage their bodies with. When I posted that, some people said, why would you do that when you have your own? I said, well, it's just for variety. I would like to do that. However, I don't know a farmer that says, can I stand behind your cow? So it may be a cultural thing. We may have to take a flight over to India and have that experience. Okay, let's see, what else is in the list? What does saturation dosing mean, and how do you use it?
Let's
He's
see.
looking, no, he's
It's
looking
about
into it.
topical protocols. Every day to accelerate your healing. More or less.
Correct.
Yeah.
Saturation dosing
Healing.
is a fast track for healing.
Yeah. So for fast track healing, so do you use fresh or
Evolved.
evolved or aged or mature? I would imagine that if you use evolved urine, that would be much faster, but because some cells will be so much more than than the fish urine. So
Well, you just answered your own question, because one of the first key components of Shivambu is it's intuitive.
yeah, you keep on saying that. That was intuitive.
Yeah, I do that because I'm going to have to start charging more for all these people who reach out to me with questions, and I know they have the answer.
That's true.
So, yeah, it's an intuitive medicine. Saturation dosing basically means the increasing of the delivery of the urine, and whether it's oral or topical. When we found that people start including more topical protocols, eyes, ears, nose, throat, fasting, enemas, foot soaks, et cetera, their body could clean house quicker. And it will go even faster when we include fasting, raw foods, fruit, so your body doesn't have to spend a lot of downtime trying to process these things out and make it go through the system. Is there anything you cannot heal with Shivambu?
Nope.
And why is that?
There's only incurable people, not diseases.
I don't care with people with the minds.
Yeah, their beliefs.
Their beliefs is what slows down or stops it. this before you guys, we got the call going. Someone had reached out to me from the United States. That's what we say when in Hawaii, from the mainland. And they're saying, oh, I gave urine therapy a try, and a week later it didn't work. So I had to say, I need to go deeper with you on these questions. You just can't just make a blanket statement like that. Did you change anything? Da da da. And he's talking about I've got suicidal tendencies and I have brain issues, this, that, and the other thing, and it's hard for me to relax. I said, well, Shivambu is only the nutritional aspect. You got to meditate. You got to learn to slow your mind down and, start coming from a joyful place so that you can build on top of that. Because he has to work on his mind more or both with the body. So that's what I told him.
Yeah.
And when you have conversations with people, it's not going to be a simple answer unless, a simple answer is what's called for.
True, but a simple answer is never like people want a complicated answer all the time. I don't know why, but they want a complicated answer. If you give a simple answer, it's like it will go over the head. Like they're so much into their head instead of into their bodies, right? So, but
we'll do what we can with everybody. Araya, go ahead.
Oh, I heard somebody say, listen to your cells, not like your cells. Listen to your cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. All right. We finished up last 2 classes on all the protocols. Did you have any questions or any testimonials from any of the protocols that we studied or that you practiced?
Not really. I mean, I got the plunger, which I have not used up my nose, but I have used this up my nose. With this I use 1 mil. Well, about 1 mil here, 1 mil there, and I did it 2 times. But
Okay.
yeah, I haven't used a plunger yet.
All right. Which ones allows you to deliver it further up into the nose?
Well, this stuff, yeah, of course.
That guy. Yeah, it's got more kick to it.
Yeah, definitely more kick. This has no kick. Dropper has no kick. This has a kick.
And if you don't have either of those, you can always use
snoring or sniffing. Not snoring, just
snorting.
snorting. Yeah, there you go. Just
yeah. For you guys that went through the 80s and there was white powder going up your nose, this is what we use.
There you go.
Too bad it wasn't white powder of gold. Then we would have been snorting up dried urine and we would have been a different person today.
Yeah.
Had we known that. We didn't really have any influences or any mentors back in the day. See, this is why it was challenging for me back in 1994 to 2000 something. There was no social media groups doing urine therapy. I don't even think the internet barely started in 1994. So there was no support. You couldn't reach out to somebody with the good news or the stressing news about how you're getting along using your practice. So thank God we have social media. Thank God we have different platforms. We have the Shivambu Hut, and the people who are just getting on this journey and they're a little bit confused, they're a little bit intimidated by it. There's a lot of people who will help you out. So, and if you guys decide to be listed in the urine therapy directory, people will reach out to you.
Absolutely.
How did you even hear about this?
Who?
You probably found somebody that knew about it then.
I had 2 books.
Oh, okay. You found a book.
I found 2 books.
3 books.
One I had, and the other one was at a metaphysical bookstore called The Lighthouse on Pearl Street in Boulder, Colorado. And so this book like jumped off the shelf, urine therapy. I've heard about that. I like to read about it. So that book became an inspiration. It was my UT Bible. However, it wasn't the thing that pushed me into starting. It was The Secrets of Youthing by Leonard Orr, who used it to heal everything, including senility and old aging. I mean, he had some amazing healings. And he was, did I tell you the story?
No.
No, he was a devotee of Babaji,
Yeah, I read the book.
and he, along with other devotees, you might have seen this version of him.
Oh,
A
that's
lot of people
good.
thought he was also Shiva.
Yeah.
And so I connected the dots and figured that if Shiva's telling Leonard to drink his pee, I should. And so it felt like a God thing to me. It wasn't because I was sick.
Yeah, same with me actually.
That was it. I was anchored for life. I'm going, this is something supernatural. This is something I got to do.
I always find whatever like the least expensive method is generally leads you to like healing. Like the rich man's diet is usually like gonna hurt them more. And this is like recycling all your nutrients and
Oh,
allowing you to eat less and live longer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And not be as stressed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That is brilliant. All right. Let's go to page 140, which is probably 160. If you have your copy of the manual
Now get my
Beep.
book.
for urine therapy teachers. We have classes scheduled coming up. If you know anybody who wants to take this course or the beginner's class, I've got the next urine therapy training course is going to be July 30th through August I have to look at the calendar. July 30th through the August the 27th. And then there's a beginner's class that's going to be on Mondays, the 21st through the 11th of August. And Dario has returned. So we're going to talk about making general treatment suggestions, which is going to be leading us from chapter 8 to chapter 9. A general treatment suggestion. First of all, you got to remember, we're not doctors. Thank God.
Yeah.
I didn't go that route. I became a holistic health practitioner. It's interesting because one of my emails is Dr. Enzyme. Dr. Enzyme at Yahoo. So we're not doctors. We don't diagnose. We don't prescribe. We don't cut. We don't medicate. We use the simple nature approach, plants, shivambu, nature, fresh air, sunshine, and all the elements. This is our reference to healing in healthcare. So when someone comes up to you and they say, I got this condition and I got that condition and this condition and that condition, they got everything labeled. The mistake they make is they think they are the disease. They think they're the cancer. They think they're the diabetes. And then they go around telling people, I'm a diabetic. I'm going, stop identifying with the label the doctor gave you because he's hypnotizing you. It's a suggestion. And it's also a form of black magic. It is, according to Don Miguel Ruiz of the Four Agreements. He says it's black magic.
Very black magic.
It's almost like you go into the spider's web. You walk into the doctor's office. Kind of reminds me of what happens if you go to court. You walk into the doctor's office, right? And their consciousness of this medical reality is all over the room. It's in the waiting area. It's the front desk. It's in the whatever room you go into. And so what he does is he brings you into his web and he casts a spell on you and then he tightens it and then he tells you, oh, here's what I recommend. So that is the pivotal moment when people have to tell themselves, doctor, I'm going to get a second opinion, and you leave, but you don't cave in when you go to a doctor's office. And how many times do people do that? Pretty much every time.
Yeah, every time.
Right. So that's the time to go, my body knows what to do. I'm out of here. Take me off your client list.
Here you go.
Exactly.
Ciao, ciao. See you later.
And doctor, do not text me with your announcements and your damn specials. I don't want it. Okay, so And of course, this does not affect the outcome of the benefits. Do you guys have your books handy?
Yep.
Would you feel like doing some reading?
Sure.
Just read a couple of paragraphs so we get some of the taste of this chapter.
What
Chapter
page?
8.
Chapter 8.
What page is chapter 8? Is
160.
160?
Yep.
Thank you, Maria.
Yeah. Says you and a client can only succeed when you are of service, when you guide, mentor, and are not a personality, ego, or identity who is seeking praise or has an attachment to the outcome. Or in therapy, teachers never make promises of healing with a client. The ultimate responsibility in healing with UT rests in the mind of the client. Give your best and expect the best.
Okay,
One
did you
of them,
understand? Excuse me.
yeah,
Understand
yeah.
the statement. We never make promises of a healing. Someone comes up to you and they say, I've got Alzheimer's, I've got autism, I've got diabetes, I got the COVID shot. And the mistake that some of the urine therapy teachers will say is, oh yeah, it will heal that. So you got a hope dangling over them. And unless they're determined and have strong willpower to do what it takes to make the changes, we can't guarantee that.
Just say it is a possibility.
There is a very strong possibility, and we have a whole lot of testimonials of people who have healed that condition. However, there's variables that we have to consider, and that is who you are and how you take care of your body and your life.
Yeah.
So we want to let them know it's the golden ticket, but you have to do the things to earn the golden ticket. Oh, by the way, there's a buddy of mine out in British Columbia, and we're co-authoring upcoming urine therapy children's books.
Oh, cool. So
Did I
where?
mention that? The main characters in the book is this brother and sister who take these kids into an alternate reality where urine therapy is normal and natural, and teaches them the way of urine therapy before they go back to their old reality. And the name of the kids are Golden and Oren. So didn't I mention that? You said, oh yeah, I'd pre-order a copy.
Yeah, I think I said that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting one.
Well,
Okay.
he's got the gist of it. I checked kids' books, none of them are over $15. So they're probably $12 to $15 for a kid's book. I don't know how many pages or what, but yeah, you're definitely on the list.
So where's this guy in BC? Is he on the island or in Tofino or
Let me find out really quick.
Victoria?
Dustin, where do you live? Dustin.
Ramston?
I might have gotten the location wrong, but let me check really quick. All right, Dustin, where do you live? Massachusetts,
Oh, okay. That's not
south of Canada.
South Canada. Alrighty then.
Not quite BC. Well, you have to.
West Coast, East Coast, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Good. Well, if I need to apologize, I will. I know way too many people. So yeah, I'm getting mixed up. So, Dario, you have your copy in front of you?
Yeah.
If you read the part where it says UT works for some and not for everyone, and why? A couple of paragraphs.
Who's that?
Next page.
This page.
161.
161. Under the U2 works for some and not for everyone.
Bingo. Yep.
Okay, so healing is more complex than just drinking or orange. Improving the diet, fasting, cleansing, right thinking or attitude, healthy emotions, and spiritual or self-love practices will boost Chivambu benefits. Understand? People who are miserable inside or self-destructive have much more work to do than to grateful and joyous people. Motivated people do really well with orange therapy. Keep on going.
Yeah, one or two more paragraphs should do it.
Oh, you want me to keep on going? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Couple more paragraphs, por favor.
A well-trained or intuitively sensitive UT therapist will make inquiries into all areas of the client's life and design a well-rounded program that accelerates, deepens, and brings results. Detailed questioning is more thorough than just advising clients to do UT protocols and wish them well. Taking the time to do follow-ups brings confidence and reassurance to the client that you are working as a team to change and say improve life.
Okay, so that whole modality is from the medical model that says, take these pills, go to the pharmacy, get these pills, you do so much a day, and good luck. Right? They're not trained in nutrition, and they're not trained in food and diet. All they're trained in is examination, surgery, medication.
They're trained in dealing, not healing.
Good point. So they never go to the cause of it. They're looking at symptoms. For example, when some clients who are stressed out, we're going to move into the next chapter here in a minute, how to design these treatment suggestions. If someone comes to you and they say they're stressed out, their body is aching, they can't seem to rest, it's hard for them to slow their mind down, this is where you're studying and remembering of some of the nutrients in it in the water is going to come in handy. For example, you have, if you see this list here, melatonin, serotonin, magnesium, B vitamins, DHEA, dopamine, L-theanine, phenylalanine, niacin, tryptophan, oxytocin, and B vitamins are well known to support the adrenals, the glands, the nervous system, the brain, and your emotions.
It has DMT in it as well, but we have mechanisms in our gut that destroy the DMT if you ingest it orally. But if you snort it, it goes through the blood-brain barrier, and yeah, the inhibitors from the fruit, the enzymes will actually like inhibit it from being destroyed, so you'll get more of the DMT.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, so take these in consideration when you want to recommend a UT protocol. Hold on a second. And first thing you want to do is the reason we taught the protocols in the particular order that we taught it is so that you'll know which protocols to use for you and what protocols are to use to design a general treatment suggestion for somebody else. So whether you're going to recommend a foot soak, an eye wash, enema, a fasting, belly button soak, nasal drinking, et cetera, knowing what they are first helps you to design those for others. Now, when we turn over to chapter 9, which we're headed now, that list, which you will see a couple pages into it, like page 140, 166, these are the most the most widely discussed health conditions by the general population. So I use them to extract them from the book, The Golden Fountain, which had a much fuller, more completer list. This is just the abbreviated version. But since these are the conditions that people talk about the most, it's a good idea to not only learn what these are, but to get an idea how to design these treatments for other people. Everybody take a breath. Thank you. And you'll see on page 146, which is 166 in your book, we got conditions from A to W. And for example, someone says they have acne. This is usually the teenagers or some guys in their 40s and 50s that acne comes back and it shows up on their face, but they don't understand why. And it's always diet related, diet and stress. So acne, here's some of the things that you can use or suggest to them. washing the face with the Orin, doing an Orin fast, drinking, and I would also include a full body massage. Because you know, if someone has acne, it's likely to affect their self-esteem. So you want to give them a very loving massage to help them relax and feel better about themselves, as well as be sure you include wherever the acne or wherever the skin condition is. Make sense?
Yep.
Mhm.
Now, as I went through my book, I started adding things which I didn't put in the original book. So you see some things that are written there by hand. And I'm going to give an example right now. As I say these, you're welcome to write them down in your book or just somewhere, or just log them in your mind somewhere so you can always get to them. For example, allergies. Enemas. These are some of the treatment suggestions for allergies. Enemas, navel soak, injections, fasting. And what I included was compress to the lungs, or a washcloth soaked in urine placed over the lungs. Sinuses, you can place them over the nose or the sinus areas, and nose drinking. Another thing I would suggest, and that's up to you guys, is if you haven't already, study some of the teachings of people like Louise Hay. She wrote the book Heal Your Life, she also called it Heal Your Body, and she was the first to come out with all the metaphysical connections and causes of illness with affirmations to correct and heal the condition. And for example, the allergies that people are dealing with is not only related to mucus-forming foods like meat and dairy and carbohydrates, but allergies are oftentimes things where you never got off your chest. You never expressed it. You didn't tell your truth. You were shut down. So we have lung conditions, not being able to breathe in life and be able to express yourself fully. So when you study teachings like Louise Hay, and I highly recommend you look her up, and there's copies all over the internet, you can see the connections here. So when someone comes up to you and says they have allergy problems, you know there's a deeper emotional issue that's not being addressed here. So that helps you also to understand them and have more compassion for them, as well as be able to make suggestions that you might have missed before. Any questions?
I've heard of that. I've heard of that before. That's really cool. I'll look her up.
Yeah, well, the book started to come out in 1980. It was a little teeny blue handbook, and it was like, that was my Bible, the metaphysical things, and I carried it everywhere until it got all beaten up and worn down. And then she changed it into a paperback version, put a rainbow on it, and every 10 to 15 years, they put a new cover on there. But it's been out a while, you'll find it. Asthma, for example. Asthma is similar to allergies, all lung conditions. And here's some of the suggestions. Saturation doses, drinking, dietary changing, and then I included chest compress and nose drinking. And my intention is those that will watch the playback of this class today, and you guys as well, will start taking nose sniffing, nose drinking, nose sniffing more serious. Because it's a, thank you, it's a direct route to the pineal gland and to the sinuses, and most people have an aversion to it, and I did until I studied with Samuel Cohen, and then it was like, oh yeah, this is now part of my go-to first aid kit. Sniff it, snort it, drink it. Now, if your brain doesn't decide to stay clear and creative all day long, oftentimes you have a block there energetically, or there's something else that's interfering with your ability to open and track and do all these things. And sniffing and snorting up the nose always seems to do it for me. Things come back online, my brain's sharp again. So it's something to keep around you in your mind throughout the day when you feel that you need to be sharper and more present. Not that you guys aren't 24 hours, but you know, it happens to the best of us. You're having a conversation with somebody, and before you realize it, you went all cognitive dissonant on them and you missed half of what they're saying. That ever happened to you?
Probably, yeah.
Oh no. What did you say, Sage? Ah, ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha. I must have gone off somewhere. I don't know. All right. So these are some of the things that we're dealing with. Bowel movements, brain injuries, bronchitis, burns, cancer, candida, cataracts, coughing, cysts, dandruff, dizziness on page 169. Dizziness is often a result of being in conflict with yourself. And so you're out of balance, you're out of equilibrium, and anyone can throw you off. And sometimes we stand up and we're lightheaded and we're dizzy because you're not fully embodied. And you're in a conflict between who you are and what you do. And so here's some of the things that are used for dizziness: drinking, compresses to the head, navel soak, nose drinking, and I added foot soaks, massage, and injections. Now, Chitta's been adding more content to the urine therapy injections Telegram group. If you weren't already a member, it's nice to step in, go over there once in a while. For fatigue and energy, drinking evolved orange, sniffing or nose drinking, enemas, foot soaks. You're starting to see a pattern here in these these treatment suggestions.
All the same.
They're all the same and they're all slightly different.
Well, slightly different, but yeah.
Like, for example, the guys with the prostate problems, I included implants and Bosties. I mean, enemas are good because that's the closest you're going to get to a prostate. And then the Bostie and the implant, do you remember what those are? You take one of those
No.
little 2-ounce soft silicone bulbs.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Rectal implant, squeeze it up there, and then that's it. It'll absorb, and you don't have to think about, I got to find a toilet. And if you do have to eliminate, that would be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what else did I add? There's tinnitus. You guys heard of tinnitus? Also the ringing in the ears. Some people say it's the eardrum. Some people say it's too much EMF exposure, and it's a frequency that's interfering with your brain function. Take it whatever you want. All right, and here's some of the things that we got from Cohen Vanderkroon, and he suggested ear rinses, nose drinking, yoga, and I added foot soaks and massage. Any questions about this list, or are there any conditions you want us to discuss?
Nope.
Just remember, the person's coming to you for help and healing. And so the first thing I think when someone comes and reaches out for health and healing is they need some comforting and some reassurance because they're feeling scared and helpless. And they don't know what to do. And for you to be able to put them on solid ground and calm their mind, that would be a good start, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's huge.
Told them that they have the authority for their own health, not the doctor, not somebody else who has supposedly more education. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything starts in the mind.
Everything starts in the mind, and let them know that in a way that they can take it in and hear it. A lot of our work is to be a sensitive and energetic sensitive and be able to convey something in a loving manner that people don't feel like you're, forcing them to believe it, accept it, or even use it. So there are ways that you can be diplomatic and give these suggestions of people, and if it hits home and it lands for them, there's a good chance they will follow through and do it. Any more questions about chapter 9?
Nope.
All right, we're into chapter 10 here, designing protocols for a client to become radiant healthy. Basically, what this chapter is some really good hard-hitting questions. Like I sent you some of this through the email before class started. Some questions for the new clients to think about and to answer. I'll just go through them kind of quickly here so we can get the most out of our time today. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We're going to take a break in about a half an hour. You guys holding up okay?
I think so.
No way, it's been an hour.
I'm feeling tired. Just kidding.
Well,
I feel live. Yeah.
Maria, you were here and you weren't here 4 times. So yeah, our class started a little bit later. But you get the idea. So can everybody stay for 3 hours?
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant. Okay. So here's some of the questions I would ask people. What motivated you to start practicing UT? Was it a book, a person, an illness, or a curiosity? What went through your mind when you were considering actually drinking your pee? Can you recall any defining moments that stood out that inspired your decision? Because some people will say, I had a disgust factor. I had to overcome the feeling that I'm drinking a waste product. And that has messed up more people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know where we got some of our ideas that cause us to have negative association about drinking our pee, peeing on yourself accidentally, or anything related to the urine?
No, Rockefeller.
No. Well, yeah, that was the
I
big
know, I know.
big picture. But closer to home, actually, it was at your home. Your
My
mom
parents.
and dad taught you toilet training.
Yeah, absolutely.
And their ideas about either the sanity or the impurity of urine got passed over to us.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you clean the lid when you're done, guys. Lift the lid. Don't drop any on the toilet seat. And make sure you wash your hands because, you know, you don't want that on your hands. It's dirty. Oh, if it lands on the floor, you better clean it up and get it disinfected. And none of that stuff was true, but it messed us up.
Yep. It messed me up.
Right?
Not anymore.
And some people even go to the extent of saying, we got a lot of our sex life was messed up, being a sexual being, a man or a woman, because we were led to believe that our genitals were dirty. So lovemaking got to be PTSD related. A lot of people got traumatized. I was one of them. You started off being sexual thinking, this is the greatest thing. Oh my God, here we are. We're doing the thing, right? And then somewhere along the line, it changes in your mind. And so toilet training, there must be a way that the new parents and the new model of parenting are able to relay that to the kid in a way that the kid not only understands what urine is, but actually starts using it orally and topically.
Yeah.
I was washing my hands so much that it started getting like pruned, like dry and like cracked on my fingertips. I was like, I'm putting chemicals from soap. That's way worse than anything. And then just urine would be sterile anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, no. And now my fingers aren't cracking and pruned.
Yeah. I joined a raw food community, which changed my life back in 1977. And one of the things that stuck with me that we learned back then is that if you're going to put a shampoo or conditioner on your hair, if you're going to put anything on your body, if you're unwilling to drink it, you don't want to put it on your hair or on your body. If it's not
Yeah.
a plant and it's got chemicals or it's been synthesized somehow, don't use it.
I just use Evolved. I haven't used shampoo in years.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
hair looks great.
Thanks. I used to have dandruff too, and I got
It's
rid of it.
full and it's voluptuous and it's got body
Yeah. Yeah.
as compared to Dario's hair. It's full and it's got body to it. All right, so these are some of the questions that you'll ask these people. Have you tried the protocols? What protocols are you practicing? Are you serious about telling other people about your discovery? How has these practices affected your life? And would you ever consider walking away from urine therapy? Now, that's not a question I normally pose on social media. However, there are more and more people that are showing up that practiced urine therapy 10 years ago and asked themselves why did they quit, and now they're back and they're more into it than ever. Because we're so used to getting instant results, and if people look at instant results, they say it doesn't work for me. You've been there, right?
Yeah.
You ate something, you swallowed a herbal pill or whatever it is, you took essential oils, you did this, that, and the other thing, and it didn't work the way you thought, and it didn't work in the time you wanted, and we walked away. So my prayer is that the people who come into this practice take it seriously and give it all they got, and don't back off too quickly. Don't walk away.
Yeah.
The people who are devotees is what I call you guys, Shivambu devotees. Oh, they discuss it all the time on the social media platform. They're happy to share a testimonial. They're posting before and after pictures. They're happy to share their friends got results and they didn't have to get by stem cell injections. There's more and more good news coming out of this community that keeps me going and jumping back into these things. Because I can't tell you how many times I thought I was done with urine therapy. I wrote 6 books. I've been in all the podcasts. Everybody knows who I am. I'm going, I think I'm going to go do something else, but I keep coming back because it feeds my soul.
That's how it happens. Like healing, just sometimes you get away from it, but you're like, hold on, that was a lot better when I was doing it. Like I had gotten rid of my periods for a few months
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure. And now I know it's called amenorrheic. And when you just eat fruit, you don't have to bleed. Like animals in nature, they don't bleed every month, but you could still like get pregnant and stuff and not have to bleed. But yeah, I didn't know. And I started eating like some fats again, and then they came back. But now I'm on my way back to not having to have them anymore. If I'm 5'6", and if I get over like 112, I'll start having them again. But if I'm like, I feel so much better when I'm like 112 or a little bit under, and then I don't have them.
Good.
That's nice not having to go through that. And then they say you don't go through metapods either if you eat all fruit.
So, what percentage of fruit do you eat when you're eating?
Like I was eating a whole watermelon every day and that was too much. I was eating the seeds and then they came back. But now I'm eating just half the watermelon, no seeds, and then maybe like a peach or some tomatoes. And I'm getting back on track to not having to have them again. I was just like convinced by society I want to be really strong and I got my muscles back up and but now I have the belief that I can still maintain my muscles and not have to be bigger, you know.
Yeah. Let's see your biceps. Here we go. Dario, come on, everybody weigh in. Who's got biceps?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Popeye, eat your heart out. So there are guys like Elatom Elamine, the breatharian, who walked across Africa, who walked across India. And he's out pumping iron and doing the circuit training and lifting weights. And almost every day he's showing off his 60-something breatharian body to showing us that strength and endurance has nothing to do with food.
Yeah, the autophagy, you could build muscle better when you're going through it.
And so
That's crazy.
there's examples. Chris Manley, you might have heard of him. He's in great top shape. There's this one guy who's a fruitarian. He'll eat 20, 25 pounds of bananas in a day and run 100-mile marathons. I mean, the people who have been able to tap into a frequency and an energy that's greater than what we're used to thinking about are considered superhumans or beyond normal, or they're the exception. Well, they're showing you that you could do the same thing. But we're not taught that. We don't have a lot of role models in our world. So it's nice to know that these guys are around.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I haven't heard of them. I'm gonna look them up. Thanks.
Yeah, let me type it in here really quick so you'll have it. Tom Amin. He's a breatharian. I misspelled it. I misspelled it. T, not the S. That should be an O. Right like that. Did I spell it right? It's hard to read this thing. Take that I out there. Bingo. And there's also Jesse Boutro out in Santa Fe. For the last 3 years, I love him. I've been watching him. He studied with breatharian Ilatam. He lives strictly on juices. He's a liquidarian. And here in Hawaii, there are people who make drinks out of things like fresh coconut water and sour sop. It comes out really creamy like coconut milk. So keep experimenting and finding out that you can tap into all kinds of reservoirs of energy with or without food.
Okay.
Ultimately, you're going to narrow it down or design your food path based on what you like to eat. What food gives you pleasure? Is it fruit?
Yeah, it does. It's just for pleasure. I've been pretty much like liquidarian but I'm not using a juicer, just like peeling things and eating watermelon.
Yeah, that's your juice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I guess I've been really close to liquidarian for a while.
Well, good. If you're able to get things done, are you able to track in your mind and you're able to move your body and you're
Oh
able to
gosh,
laugh
yeah.
and be with people you love, I think you're doing great.
I did 13 push-ups yesterday, like real push-ups. And I'm getting stronger too. I've been working out more and more.
Excellent. Good. Keep that up. We'll watch you doing arm wrestling with somebody. All right, chapter 11 is about clearing the mind of negative associations, beliefs, or ideas about UT, including suggestions and theories and myths taught to you, especially by the medical industry. So what this chapter is all about is to realize that when people make these questions and they throw these questions at you, how to really understand what's underneath them, what they're really asking. So this is your gift, and you guys already have that. It's the intuition, be able to hear what people are saying underneath what their words are. And so this is what this chapter is addressing, and I've had to learn this for years being a counselor. When people come up to you, let's see where to jump in on this. Babies aren't as, okay, let's go down to the bottom page 176. Throughout the civilized world, blood and blood products are used in the medical world without evoking the repugnance associated with urine or urine. We use prepackaged cells, blood plasma, white blood cells, and countless other blood components. Urine is nothing other than a blood plasma product. And the blood plasma is the yellow part of the blood that is the life-giving property that first responders inject into people's arms is plasma. And you're going to hear more about plasma from all directions. plasma coming from the sea, plasma from the aura, plasma in the atmosphere. You'll find out it's another one of the components of, what do you call it? The states of matter: solid, liquid, gas, ether, plasma. Okay, babies are breastfed, and we easily accept this with the common practice of eating dairy products. Yet, we can't imagine drinking urine. Fresh urine contains the same substances found in the blood. If you think about it, urine is ultra-filtered blood plasma water. Pee was part of the blood just minutes before and flowed everywhere through your body, including your tongue. I wouldn't drink plasma. Oh, yeah? Well, it's running through your tongue. You might as well just grab some. Since urine is not poisonous or disgusting while in the body, why is it considered repulsive as piss? See how our mind has been programmed to have these associations? Overcoming objections in a sensitive and compassionate manner is crucial to a successful UT session. Anyone who criticizes or challenges you about urine therapy is someone who never did their research and is repeating what they have been taught about urine. And as we might have mentioned in the last class, we're finding these videos or these audio podcasts of high-end health gurus and health influencers that are bashing urine therapy. And the medical medium was the latest of the group. So these go on and say, we're got it wrong, and we're in a cult, and yeah, we've been misinformed. And what all the people in the community are going is, in the urine therapy community are saying to each other is, he got it wrong, he didn't do the research, he didn't know what he's talking about. So you have to know what you're talking about. You have to do the research so that when you get this kind of conversations or even confrontations, it will not faze you. And in 2025, we need to use our critical thinking faculties better than ever. Take a breath. Keep going here. Here's some of the things that people will say, and here's the responses to what you will say to them. Number one, I always thought it was a waste product. Why would anybody want to drink their pee? They're secretly wondering if you are trustworthy or a credible source. They want to make sure you're not crazy. You're not in a cult. You're not lost all your marbles. And you know that you didn't. And you know that you're certain about what you have because you practice this all the time. And this is why becoming a daily practitioner will give you the confidence and the certainty to address this subject to anybody. I'm out and about every day. I run into people in town. I run into people at the beach. And ultimately in the conversation, they talk about their injury, their discomfort, their pain. One client said, I got to go get an elbow surgery on Thursday. I said, have you ever thought of putting golden water, plasma water on your elbow? She said, what are you talking about? So I told her about it and I gave her a copy of the Healing Water from Within book. I said, if you will take this seriously and you'll put a compress on your elbow, you might be able to skip the elbow surgery. So we're way past that time. I hope she did the right thing, but we'll see. So
that doesn't take much like discipline to do it either. You just spray it on. You just have to get over the mind.
yeah. All she's got to do is save it, collect and dab. You're done.
So easy.
It's easy on the physical part of it. It's the mental, emotional hurdle.
Oh, that could be hard, I guess.
Yeah. And our job when you're introducing this to people is to see if you can plant a seed in a mind that's ready to open up.
Yeah.
Because if the mind's on hold and it doesn't want to take in a new idea, all you can do is plant a seed and wish them well. So after product, you will know that. Number one question, what will they think of me if I become a pee drinker? They're concerned about their partners, their parents, their kids, their friends. Remind the client that what they think about themselves is more important than what other people think about you, because what people think about you is what they think about themselves. So don't take it personal. Another question they ask is, I'm going to feel embarrassed and think others are criticizing me. So what they're asking for is reassurance that what I'm saying is true.
Mm.
And your job when you go and share this with these people, whoever they are, is to be calm and sure about this subject. So whatever they say, it doesn't faze you.
Yeah.
So what they want reassurance, they want to make sure, they may ask you, are you insane? Are you in a cult? If they ask any of these derogatory statements, or what they really want to know is that they can trust you. This is part of reading people. What they're really saying is, how do we know that you're telling me the truth and that you're not some snake oil salesman and a car salesman and I don't trust you? And actually, we're not selling them anything. All we're doing is introducing it so that they have a chance to make a decision. Is it safe? If they'll ask, it's another trust issue. You can remind them that there are millions of people worldwide that practice this and they're happier and healthier because it. And does that tell you anything? Here's a question that is right there with the myth busting. Is urine really sterile or is it full of germs?
It's full of germs, of course.
Yeah, well, now that we found out 5 or 6 years ago that germs are a theory and they don't really exist, according to Dr. Tom Cowan, then their fears aren't based on anything. And so you want to keep reassuring people. Does orange smell sometimes? The uric acid will convert into ammonia. Only then does it start to smell. However, the smell evaporates completely after the orange is absorbed into the skin or any organic surface. So it could be wood, it could be soil, it could be anything. It could be a hemp shirt, cotton shirt. That smell will outguess or go away over a period of time. So it's not the kind of thing that lingers. Some people say, well, if I have aged urine, evolving urine, and it's months or years old, will it still smell like ammonia? Yeah.
Yeah, after you spray it, like 10 minutes later, it's gone. The smell.
Yeah. What's the oldest you've got stored?
6 months.
Dario?
Well, 2.5 months.
Okay. Have you detected any foul smell?
Well, I noticed a tiny bit of a smell in this that I have.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not offensive.
No, it hit like this color and then just stayed there, and the smell hasn't gotten any worse.
Yeah.
That was like 2 months and it stopped.
The other thing, and I know it's just me, and maybe I'm a little sentimental here. Hold on a second. The ants like coconut water, so I have to close the lid. All right. Don't go away, guys. I'm having technical difficulties like Araya. Get used to the smell because your nose, kind of like dogs, they can pick up things that are off. And smelling it to me is almost like smelling pheromones. This is you. This is your essence. So it should be pleasant to you. It's you. You know, it might be different if you're smelling or tasting someone else's, but I've gotten fond of how mine smells and how the smell changes from time to time. And it's a good way to detect things without having to grab pH paper.
Yeah, at the end of the day, when mine's like completely clear, I did the here, smell this test, and they're like, I don't smell anything.
Yeah. And what does that tell you?
It's basically minerals at that point.
Yeah. It's minerals that have a lovely golden color to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what causes that golden color?
The blood plasma.
What else?
Hmm. The
Gold
urea? No.
molecules.
What is it?
Gold molecules.
Oh, yeah, like actual gold.
There's gold in human bodies.
So I'm worth $1 million.
Try billions. That's what the alchemists were aiming for, was the white powder of gold, was the ormus.
That's what they called like mana.
Mana, yep.
Yeah.
And it's in our body. And this is another reason, I could be off here, but I look at things different than most people. Explains why in all those pictures of the of the religious figures like Jesus and Mary and Saint Germain, they have a gold
Yeah.
around their bodies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I knew it before you said it.
Yeah. You go to any church, and what's around him is a halo of gold.
Hmm.
And what were these artists thinking? What did they actually have Jesus, sit still for a painting one day? Or it came to them when they were in an altered state, and that was the vision they got.
And then also his skin may have just been glowing so much that like in the sunlight it like blind people.
Yeah, could be. It could be a whole number of things. Got any testimonials? Some people ask you, or any research that might convince me that what you're saying is true. For anybody who's looking for testimonials, go to our website, shivambu.org. Did I ever give you that one? shivambhu.org. And you'll find the link that says testimonials. And what our web designer did was he borrowed it from um, Martha. No, it wasn't Martha Christie. Was it Martha Christie, or was it Shirley's Wellness Cafe? In either case, we got a whole lot of testimonials, because there are going to be people come into your world and into your life and say, I like a testimonial of people who healed this condition and that condition in their eyes and their ears and their nose and their foot or whatever. You can point them to the website. And more, we got more and more research that we already have available, or research that's coming through for those who still want science. There's those people on our planet that need to be evidence-based. They need to be confirmed and proven to convince them that what you're saying is the real deal. And there's other people who just get it.
Yeah. Like how do they find stem cells? I guess microscopes. Can you see stem cells under microscopes?
The right microscopes, yeah.
Okay, well,
You get the electron microscopes that can zoom in 50 to 100 to thousands of times. I think they're up to, I don't know, is it 3,000 to 5,000 magnification?
wow.
And I'm not trained to know what a stem cell looks like. So I'm
Yeah.
going to have to show me. I mean, you're asking some great questions, because somebody said this morning, is it true that stem cells will die in stomach acid if you're drinking your urine? I'm going,
What?
wait a minute. Have you ever heard that or thought about that?
No.
What is one of the attributes on the Shivamba wisdom chart about this water?
It sterilizes.
Sterilizes and alchemizes anything it touches. And since it typically has a pH of 7 to 9 range, mine's usually 9 to 10, that would reset the pH in the stomach. Right?
Yeah.
And one way to find out is next time, if you ever have any acid feeling in your stomach and you drink some Orin, that'll tell you right away if it neutralizes it and that feeling goes away. So somebody asked that on social media this morning. Won't it kill the stem cells? I don't know. We're gonna have to put you in a laboratory.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never had acid reflux, but like that'd be interesting if somebody had it and they just took a sip and like immediately alkalizes it.
Yeah. You know what else people use into their
Tums.
no,
Oh, sorry.
not over the counter stuff. To
What
neutralize
are they?
the acidity in the stomach, they take two things, at least two things, three things: charcoal, baking soda, aloe vera.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I would always keep baking soda around, like Bob Mills brand, because it hasn't been cooked or altered. And every now and then I'll take a teaspoon during the day just to get the pH reset. It actually has the correct sodium for the human body, as in sodium bicarbonate is the name of baking soda. So keeps them around. Most people know about baking soda because they would use it to deodorize their refrigerator. You know, what do you think that's doing to your stomach? It's neutralizing it. And that's what the Shibambu does. So any other questions here? Let's see. What has it done for you? You can let them know if they ask you that question. I always thought it was a waste product. You know how to answer that question by now, right?
Hmm.
Why should I trust you and your word that it's safe and healthy for me to drink my pee? And I would look at him and I would say, do I appear to be sane? Do I appear to be sincere and sane when I say this, or am I trying to pull something over you? And that's just that in 2025, there are more con men, shady people, scammers, hackers. There's a lot of people that are kind of show up in your life or show up in your field that you're going to have to be able to discern in seconds. That ain't it. It's like when someone calls me and I know it's a telemarketer call, you can hear the call center in the background. You know what I'm talking about? Hi, my name is Jane, and I'm from so and so company, right? And you can hear like 20 voices in the background. I'm going, this is a telemarketing call. Take me off your list. Right? And now the big thing is they're marketing by texting you the commercial. Have you got some of that junk texting?
Oh yeah, like while we're on this call, I've gotten spam calls.
Yeah, you just click uh,
Go to voicemail.
go to voicemail or report junk, and it deletes
Hmm.
it, and then it reports it. And some of these companies, I know I have a pet peeve with it. These companies, they are so clever that they simply switch one little part of the algorithm and they can keep going after you again and again and again, even though you've deleted and blocked them and all that. They just rewrite their URL. What a time we're in. Anyway, um, so basically you're gonna be able to answer all their questions. Reassure them that everything you're saying is true. You can point them to testimonials. You can invite them to social media groups. Let them know there is a world of people who practice this that are getting phenomenal results. Their life is a lot better. And this is why I'm always recommending to people is to buy my books or to buy urine therapy books, because if you're concerned of a loved one or a family member or a friend, you're wanting to introduce it to you, but you have a feeling they're going to block you because they have history with you, you know, they already know you're kind of crazy. It's a good to do third party a presentation, either point them to testimonials or give them a copy of the book so they can be self-educated. And that also takes you out of the spotlight. They won't even associate it with you at that point. Okay. And
All right.
as students of my classes, you can get my books at 30% off if that's something that helps.
Oh, sweet.
Shipping in the United States is really inexpensive using media mail. Okay, any questions about that subject and how to respond to doubters, naysayers, troublemakers, trolls, critics?
No.
Have you had any of those show up in your life?
No, actually.
No.
Well, they will if you're doing your job right.
Yeah, we're kind of low key right now. We're still new. It will happen. I know.
It'll happen when your health gets better and better and better, and you can see it and feel and experience the results of this incredible water. There'll be people that'll show up out of nowhere, and you'll say, "Hey, this is what I'd like to recommend. Can you keep an open mind?" That's the first thing I'll ask somebody if they're saying, "I'm really sick. I really don't know what to do about this and that situation." First thing I would say to them is, "Can you keep an open mind?" Well, what do you want to say? Well, it's going to require an open mind because what I'm going to say to you may sound like quite a stretch and it may sound a little bit out in left field. But what I'm telling you, there's a lot to back it and it actually does work. And so when you get their permission, that's when you can start planting seeds. You see how softer that approach is versus, hey, why don't you drink your pee? They go, who the hell are you? What have you been snorting, dude? Urine.
Yeah.
Or
Hey, give me some of that.
I want what he's having.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break in about 7 minutes, or we can take it now. How are you How are you guys holding up?
My phone battery is low, but I think it can make it another 7 minutes.
Okay, so we're going to keep going, and when we take a break, charge your phone.
Charge it. I forgot. I was trying to get on the laptop, but it wasn't working.
Okay, well, you'll have 10 minutes or so that should help.
Yeah.
Is your headset plugged into the phone?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so that USB port's already gobbled up, so you can't do both. All right. So number 12 is just more questions that you can run past people. Why pee? What do you think the truth is? What was your influence? Do you recall any defining moments? What mental obstacles did you have to go through? Are you ready to make a commitment? Was it easy for you or difficult for you to try? This is after they've taken their first drink, they've done their maiden voyage. That's what I call it. Once you've got your first drink down, you either get it or you don't get it. Right? If you have to overcome the disgust factor, then you'll need to repeat that process several times until you realize that what you have is not what you thought it was. And that's part of the undoing that we're having to learn on this planet, because a lot of things that we thought were true was a lie. And so we've had to unravel a lot of that stuff to set our minds free. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. And so urine happens to be in the mix, and since it's near and dear to us, it's something that can be very life-changing and liberating for people. And so I look at talking about urine therapy with people more as a mission and a ministry than just talking about how here's a new supplement. So for me, it's deeper to my soul and closer to my heart, or closer to my hand. And it's worth taking a chance and people getting it or rejecting it.
Yeah. It helps so much to talk to somebody who's doing it. Because if you just hear about it, you're going to like try it and then be like, oh, I don't want to do that. But if you talk to somebody and they have so many, like, they're able to fast longer and they could just talk to you about other things that you can relate to, then it helps make you want to learn more about it.
Yeah, most definitely. So steady, build your confidence. You know what you have. They don't know what you have. They don't know what they have. So any way you can learn to bridge that gap, the better you are in helping them to take responsibility to heal themselves. Because in a whole nother place or a whole nother level, what we're doing is we're liberating people from doctors. Oh, did I say that on the call? Yes. We're freeing people from medical slavery. We've been slaves to the medical system way too long, and they've only been out for 150 years, and what we do is thousands of years old. So what do you think is going to last longer?
I'm so blessed I wasn't able to afford health insurance, and I took everything into my own hands, and I became healthier. Like, when I was going to the doctors, they charged me so much and then said there's nothing we could do about it. They didn't even prescribe me anything, thank God, but then I just figured out everything
Yeah.
that I needed to do to prevent things, and things dissolved and went away, and I just keep getting healthier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So good for you. A lot of us went through the journey with the medical world until we realized I wouldn't get any better. This isn't making a difference, and their system is so archaic, so out of date. So congratulations for being in this class and for opening your mind to the possibility your body knows more than any outside authority.
Yeah, thanks for teaching.
My pleasure. I mean, you guys are sovereigns. You need to know that you're sovereign. And sovereign means you stand in your truth and you're a free being of the earth, and that you can walk on this planet feeling safe and confident and on purpose with what you're doing here. And that's what sovereign's all about. And they're in all of us, but not everybody was led to believe that because we're so used to relying on others. Okay, let's do this. We're looking around 10:28, 10:30. All right, let's take a 10, 12-minute break so Araya can charge her phone, and then we can come back and keep going with class. One thing I started offering when my first book came out is Honorary PhD in Urotherapy. And how I'm able to do that is that I was given an honorary PhD in urotherapy from my mentor, Dr. Vijay Gupta, who'd been a professor, an emerita, highly renowned professor in water science at the University of Colorado. And he was also been doing urotherapy since 1984. So he was one of my influences and mentors, and he says, I will give you an honorary PhD degree with the authority vested in me to do the same for other people. So if you know anybody who wants one of those to hang up in their office, they can go, I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
All right, anything that we need to address from our break? Is your phone charged?
Yep, 35%.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what we're talking about is how to introduce urine therapy to people, how to do a session, how to prepare for a session. We're on page 193 in case you want to jump to that page. If somebody would like to read 3 or 4 paragraphs, that would be great.
I could do it.
Thank you. Go right
How
ahead.
a teacher prepares for how a teacher prepares for a UT session is just as important for the teacher as it is for the client. With a general understanding of organ therapy from studying this manual and other UT resources, personal experience, and teaching AUT, you are all ready to be a AUT teacher. The work begins when you're present, really listening with a client, following your intuition and knowing and or trusting that the session will be perfect in every way. You no longer have to think about what to say or what to do because the source is directing you. In this chapter, we explore the use of the breath, Meditation, centering and trusting one's inner knowing or guidance before starting a session with a client. Be calm, centered, and present gives you deeper insight into a client's emotions that arises from unconscious beliefs, programming, and mental patterns that are the core of their health problems. All names and labels of what the medical system calls disease or illness is based on a diagnosis or theories, which comes from their medical education and is merely a suggestion. According to Don Miguel Ruiz, author of The Four Agreements, modern medical practices are a form of black magic or hypnotic suggestion. Being present with the client causes insights and guidance into go much deeper, be more accurate, and bring more benefits. We are not only facilitating the session, we are guiding the client and using the mind to change beliefs about themselves and their life. We're bringing hope, courage, strength, and motivation to every client. Mastering the daily practice of AUT teaches you how to teach others how to master the discipline needed to heal and accomplish anything. Using your own breath and meditation practices or rituals before or during a session sets a stage or energy before you get to them, so you get the most out of each session. It's a good idea to set aside time or sit down and practice doing a minimum of 30 conscious, connected breathing cycles every day. Spend at least 20 to 30 minutes meditating, taking a walk quietly in nature, being still and silent in mind, energy, and body. Breathe. Let go of all that doesn't really matter.
You understand what that statement means? You
Yeah.
understand what that means? All the stuff that we think is more important than being at peace is that matter, the story, the past, the drama. And the sooner you can let it go, the sooner you're free. So
Exactly.
part of our work is helping people to see what they've been doing to themselves and guide them into making higher choices. So it's important before you go into the session. Now, I've learned this as a body worker all these years, doing massage and reflexology, that it was important, and it still is important, to be not only calm and present with the client, but be at the end of the treatment before you even touch them. You've already seen it in your mind where the treatment's going to end up, and you're already at the completion part of it. So the session is a matter of guiding them to their completion and to their healing. And so staying calm and centered is a big part of what you'll be doing when you come into a session with somebody, because it's transferable, and they might start relaxing the moment they meet you.
Yeah. Helping them manifest it ahead of time. A lot of coaches for games, they'll see their players winning the game, and they preach and coach that to the teammates too, to the victory. Yeah.
There's also a teacher that he's come back into the spotlight again, Neville Goddard. I don't know if you've heard of Neville
I've
Goddard.
heard of that. Heard of him.
I recommend you look him up on YouTube. He was a mystic and a spiritual master, teaching in the 1930s, 1970s, somewhere in that window. And he was saying, assume the completion first, start from completion instead of starting from working toward completion.
Exactly.
So,
See yourself at the finish line, cheering, jumping.
yes, winning the lottery. I mean, whatever
Yeah.
it is. We don't have the lottery in Hawaii. I noticed that. Interesting. All right. And what I've did in the next chapter, any questions so far?
I lost my page.
We're on 197.
Okay, thank you.
Now, what I did here in the next parts of this chapter is to take people into one of my sessions with a client. Because I figured they want to know, like, what are you doing with these clients? Are you just talking pee, or is there something more to it? And so what I did was I did a snapshot, so to speak, or a cross section of what we were discussing during the session. And I used aliases and not their real names so that nobody will feel it's a breach of confidence. And some of these questions you've asked before. One of the things that's been helpful is to give people homework assignments. And then when you follow up, and it's important when you're doing a conversation or a session with somebody, is don't let them think that it's a one-time session. Because you're becoming their best friend and their support structure. So when the session's all over, I ask them for their feedback. How was the session? Did you gain anything from it? And I'm going to check back with you in a week to 10 days to see what kind of progress you made. So that's very comforting and reassuring for the client to take some action versus you just drop it on them like a doctor would and say, okay, do the work. Good luck. Hope things work out. You want them to get reassurance and you want to get them inspired to do something about it.
Yeah, it's like, no, we're buddies now. We're in this together. I like that.
Yeah. And that's been really helpful to me because some of my clients are now good friends. They become good friends for years. And isn't that a good thing?
Yes.
Yeah, you did your job. You weren't just like a psychiatrist taking notes while they're on a couch. And that always scared people. You're spilling your guts out and they're going, uh-huh, I see. Uh-huh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh.
You wonder if they're doing their shopping list. I don't know what
They're drawing them like one of their French girls.
they're drawing with their other hand. They're practicing.
Yeah.
Having a discovery or an aha or a breakthrough known as the adjustment period. I'm on page 203. The stages or steps are going to be discussed later in the chapter, and they include number 1, making the internal shift to unlearn what they've been taught about urine. Number 2, the discovery or the adjustment period. This is often felt as if one is dying or breaking apart, but in reality, it's a shift of perception disguised as a breakthrough. And we've all gone through it, and you hear people all the time and going, I feel like I'm just going to fall apart. I'm going to unravel at the seams. I really can't hold it together. Well, what they're doing is they're integrating, but their mind is still trying to hang on to something.
Yeah.
And the only way to get through it is to surrender. Because deep in the middle of all our struggles is the answer. The solution always comes with the problem, if we're willing to look at it. Finally, after the integration stage, the client knows they're at home by a feeling of wholeness, peace, or home to the real or authentic self. And that's where you're taking them to, a place of inner peace. And from that place, then they're going to be more proactive in doing the discipline required to make their lifestyle work. I've had my share of clients that wouldn't do the work. They blamed it on the urine therapy. You know, they're just whiners, downer. What do you call it, Debbie Downer?
Yeah, negative Nancy's.
Negative Nancy, Debbie Downer. They have the pity party way too much, and it's nice to be able to liberate people from that programming.
It is possible. It's that, well, of course, anything is, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
People just like be all negative, have that mindset, and then they change.
Yeah. And what really changed?
I don't know what.
Their perception of themselves.
Yes, like when you look in the mirror and say things about yourself, like, would you allow somebody that's your friend to say those things about you?
Mm-hmm.
Then don't say it to yourself, you know?
Yeah. You should teach classes on self-love and self-worth.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because we need more and more of that. That was like a lifetime of work for me, is to discover that I was okay despite what I learned from my family and society and religion. I had to sort my way through all the lies and all the nonsense to discover that actually I was doing me right, but I didn't know it.
Yeah, the inner voice a lot of times comes from our parents and
And our brothers and sisters and our
yeah.
so-called friends.
Uh-huh.
Our so-called friends are in our lives because we need them for some learning experience. And they may not
Yeah.
be the most positive and the most uplifting people in our life, but you love them for some reason. You love them and they're in your life, and eventually you figure out why they're in your life, and that changes everything.
Yeah, to be able to not take things personally and just like to hear a lot of negative stuff and be able to just like no longer be affected by it.
Yeah,
That's like a superpower.
that is a superpower.
Not reacting.
And then you get wings for being a saint.
Yeah.
And we've all met people like that. There's a group that comes to my house on Monday nights for a meditation group. And the lady who facilitates it, she's like totally in her heart the whole time. And you can feel uh, her empathy and her compassion going out to everyone in the group, even when some of them get a little frustrated. In a meditation group, go figure. And she would help just calm down.
That magnetic field
Yeah.
goes pretty far.
Something you know instinctively and you will learn is to be really soft and be able to hold space for people while they're finding their way. And that the love that you're transmitting to them is enough
Yeah.
for them to find out that they were okay the whole time. Breathe, everybody breathe.
It's totally worth it. Totally worth it.
It's totally worth it. Why do you think I'm about to print some more of these, put some more in the market. I went through 5,000 over the years, and I only have like 2 left.
It's way better than a tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Much better tattoo. I have one in the bathroom. I have one in the office. So people walk in and out, they'll take a breath and I don't have to remind them. So this is basically a cross section of a session or two that I had with a male client, a female client. I'll let you read it in your free time. What they were sharing, what I would ask them, how they responded, until we got to a point where everybody was getting better. Everybody was making progress, and that's what those are about. That's what the peek into the session chapter is all about. Any questions? Any comments?
Nope.
Any feedback?
Nope.
Ah. Chapter 15. Have either one of you ever considered becoming a UT teacher or a therapist, or even a writer about the subject?
Not really.
Yes.
Yes, as a teacher. Yes, as a therapist. Yes, as a writer.
As a teacher, therapist, more of a just a teacher
Okay.
and counselor.
Are you doing that now?
No, that's what I'm here for, to learn and get on that path.
Okay. I would venture to say you're already doing that, but maybe you're not looking at it that way.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, whenever you recommend something to somebody, you're a teacher.
I have helped people pick it up.
So congratulations. You could be listed at the directory.
Yay.
By the way, anybody who wants to be listed in the directory can either be listed as a beginner or an intermediate teacher, or as a master teacher. So if you ever go to brothersage.com and you do the drop-down menu and the resources and you see the UT directory, you can see who people are, where they live, and how they consider themselves at what status, whether they're intermediate or master teacher. Okay, so chapter 15 is how to present your UT work professionally. First, remind yourself that you got healthy and well because you drink your urine. It is the water of life that saved your life, and it's keeping you vital, strong, and active. Still concerned about your partner or parents disapproving or judging you? Know that your radiant health, true happiness, and mental freedom is contagious. Walk your talk, teach by example. Let them see you being true to you and committed to your well-being. They will come around soon. And that's very important, because all the time, not all the time, but when I meet people and the conversation moves toward, what is your age? And I tell people I'm 71. I can't tell you how many people go, you're lying to me. You got to be in your 50s.
Yeah.
I'm doing my lifestyle right. And it's the same for each and every one of you. When you get it dialed in just right, the food journey, the exercise, positive state of mind, emotional well-being, spiritual practices, it'll show. It will show in your face. It'll show in your eyes. It'll show in your energy. And at that point, you won't have to talk as much. You just love on people and they get it. So the gist of doing this professionally is to be sold on yourself. As someone who has been a salesman for all these years, you come to find out that people want to know that you're sold on yourself. And if you're not, they're not going to buy what you're selling. You have to be believable. So you take this subject to heart, you practice it every day, you walk your talk, and people will want to learn from you. And sit down and eat watermelon with you.
Hey, that'd be nice.
That would be lovely. So there's differences between teaching and counseling, in case you're curious. Teaching establishes a goal and gives information and possibly advice about a course of action. Ideally, the teacher conducts a need assessment and identifies a specific learning gap or challenge and establishes a learning goal that bridges the gap. Counseling, on the other hand, is goal-oriented, but in a different way. Neither the counselor nor the client has an exact agenda or agreed upon goal. In most cases, the goal of the conversation goes beyond just making suggestions on practicing AUT, but the inclusion of health and wellness practices for all different areas of your lifestyle. In other words, clients and counselor, during their initial consultation, assess the client's needs, use inquiry to gather information from various areas of their life, and decide if you are a good match or would make a good team to move forward. So what I do with my clients is we do a free initial meet and greet conversation, 30 minutes more or less. And when that's all over, they either want to work with you or they don't. So I give an opportunity to get a feel for my style, how I approach the healing, and see if we're a fit. Otherwise, it won't be their idea and it won't be a good session. That make sense?
Yeah, that answers my questions.
Yeah. They want to know you know what you're talking about, and they want to feel comfortable with you, and they want to be able to trust you and all that cool stuff. And when you get to that point, there's a high probability that before you hang up the phone, you will have scheduled an appointment. And it's quite common that when you're really good and you can go deep really fast with people, they'll cry on the phone.
Yeah.
I've had my share of tears rolling down my eyes and down their eyes because you hit a nerve or you hit a subject that was it was pivotal in breaking them free. And so it helps to work on yourself so you can help guide people. I would never go to a therapist or a psychotherapist or a healer, quote, healer, who was screwed up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it seems like, no offense, therapist, but everyone that I've talked to, like off the clock, like just like as friends, they've got a lot of stuff going on, like mentally. It, yeah, wasn't too sound in their brain.
Yeah. And a lot of them, they went into the profession unknowingly, they went into the profession to heal themselves.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're helping other people. And I was dating one of these psychotherapists, and it wouldn't last. The relationship wouldn't last because she didn't know how to turn off processing.
Mm.
Always processing, always trying to sort it out.
Psychoanalyze everything.
Yeah, I mean, without romance and play time, there was a weak relationship. So I called it off.
No.
Oh
Do
well,
what you gotta do. Yeah.
you do what you got to do. So you go through a session. You're going to go through a session. You'll take notes. You'll listen carefully to what they're saying. You'll make suggestions. And near the end of it, you're going to ask them if they got any benefit from your conversation. Get the feedback, because the feedback helps you to improve the next one, the next session, helps you to get better at what you do. You know, you might have had different suggestions. You might have taken it in a different direction. So it's good to know that. And then, and at the very end, ask them for referrals. I here on Kauai, I'm known as the Kauai foot guy because I do a lot of foot massage and reflexology. And right now I've been blessed by having referrals and word of mouth advertising, which is terrific. And then at the end of every session, I always say to them, don't keep me a secret. I love referrals.
So with reflexology, are you able to, well, of course not diagnose, but you're able to like see because every nerve is linked to the foot. So are you able to like decipher different parts of their body that needs healing?
Like that.
You could tell. Wow.
Oh, you can tell by the feel.
Wow.
Because when you
I
press
would
it,
love to learn that.
well, reach out to me after class and we could have a class.
Reflexology class. That'd be cool.
Yeah. All we'd really have to do, this is how I do it and here when I teach in person, it requires students and foot models. So what we would do, and I'm making this up as we go, Rhea, is to have you have a foot model in your hands and me have a foot model in my hands. So when we're on the Zoom call, you can mirror what you see me doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you can get the camera position where I can see where your hands are touching the points in the feet, then I can help, fine tune that. So
That's a good idea.
when you're working on their feet, depending on how much give to the pressure, will tell you if there's a blockage or inflammation in that area. If you're pressing the point and you feel
Wow.
crystals or you feel,
Yeah. Like
some
grating,
like, yeah, that means there's congestion in that organ. Oftentimes it's going to be the stomach or the liver. And so what you do is you just keep working that point until it breaks it apart, and that opens up the pathway to that organ.
Is it going to be sore after you break it apart? No.
You're not using deep pressure. In actuality, it doesn't require deep pressure. It requires accuracy to the point. So the difference between my work and other reflexologists is they'll hold the point for a couple of seconds and they'll release it, or they don't really detail it out. I combine foot massage with reflexology. So I can detail it out and I have different positions in different directions to soften up and loosen that area so things flow better.
Do you do hands as well?
I do everything. Feet,
Nice.
hands, shin, calves, patellas, arms, neck, face, ears.
I've heard of putting like clothespins on your fingers. That hurts. I forget
Yeah,
what it does.
you could do that. And if you ever Google reflexology, you'll discover reflexology points in the ears, the face,
Oh,
the back. Your whole body is a series of different nerve endings and channels throughout the body, which is the reflexology system that overrides the nervous system. It's a completely different system that runs through the body. And
I
if you
want to
get
know
good
all
at
that.
it, when you get really good at it, a really good reflexology / foot massage treatment, people will say is better than a full body massage.
Wow,
And what
that
they,
is healing.
yeah, start grabbing some feet and just practice. If you're serious about a class, then reach out to me and we'll figure something out.
Okay.
All right.
I'm guessing you've got a book on it, right? A reflexology book?
One that I've written?
Oh, okay. You haven't written one yet. You should write one.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows if my life will go in that direction. What I've got is the handouts and the outline and the notes and the syllabus from teaching that class a bunch of times.
Yeah,
And
it's all been documented already.
it's been documented, and I reference the influences and the teachers who taught me what I know,
Nice.
which is something we all need to get in the habit of doing, is acknowledging our elders and our mentors and the people who are your influence. Once you choose a lifestyle and you absolutely know what UT is doing for you, you will never quit the practice or look for something better. We're on page 218. After gaining enough experience practicing AUT and you're sure you're ready, students and clients will seek you out. Now, this is important. I discovered this when I was doing reflexology and foot massage. Why some people's practices never take off, they never build a practice, and other people have a very booming, thriving practice. Well, it comes from being mentally and physically available and ready at any given moment. I'm out in the public. Someone says, I could really use a session right now. I said, all right, here's a 2-hour window. I'll meet you somewhere. Let's do the work. You know, I've got equipment in the car. I've got equipment in the house. I got the oil wherever I need it. I ended up at a boutique in a town north of here. And I walked in and I gave this a woman, we had a conversation. I was offering her a discount. And she says, can you give me a treatment right now? Now, if I was attached to equipment and having to have all my supplies, it never would have played out. I said, you got 2 chairs? That's all I needed. My hands, these are my tools. I didn't need oil. And I gave her a 45-minute treatment in her office. And it was a spontaneous event. And so if you're prepared to do what you know and you're good at, it could happen anytime. Which means you have to stay present, you have to stay alert, and for some people, they have to stay sober.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who are failing in a lot of these professions, their mind split. So they're not totally present with, and it's an attractive force to bring clients your way. And they'll come out of everywhere. Okay. Most clients come to you out of desperation, have given up hope and faith in the medical system, and are looking to you and UT as their last chance to save their life, reclaim their health, and have any quality of life. You may at times, when being approached by new clients, feel like a first responder answering to emergency calls, which can scare you. After facilitating more and more sessions, this becomes second nature to you. You got this?
You got this.
I said this on purpose, guys. I mean, I've learned this from being on the world stage for the last 8 years. There are people that will come, that will reach out to you, and in their mind, they've got the incurable disease. They've got the one condition that only they were somehow blessed with, and they're feeling very scared and helpless. And you can't go down to their level. You can't be scared with
Yeah.
You can't be scared with them. They're like the cat that's stuck up on a tree and you're the fireman who's going to climb up and bring the cat down. Well, you're doing that with your clients. So you have to be on solid ground the whole time. And that way you won't think you have to have all the right answers and you have to get the session perfect, because you know who's guiding you. The creator is guiding your words, your actions, and even how you interact with the client. And if you can remember that, you'll be so confident, so present with people that most of your work is done. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I've gained enough confidence to know, like, if I can't think of a word, I'll just go ahead and start the sentence, and then the word like comes to me while I'm saying it.
Yeah, that's how it works. When I do interviews, I've done a lot of broadcasting and podcasting, and I would oftentimes write a script because this was a person that I thought was interesting to interview, and I wanted their story to go out into the world. And so I would write scripts. Excuse me. I'm all choked up about the subject.
I'll cry with you.
Wow, it's still in there. I would write scripts, and then I found out I would do my best work off script. So
Yeah.
you get
It's more natural when it comes to you that way. You could tell when people are reading from a book, like our classes, for sure.
well, the book is just a reminder to keep me on track.
Yeah, it does help to have notes, like just freestyling things all the time. Yeah,
It
could
gives,
lose your train of thought.
yeah, it keeps you on track and gives you landmarks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious. What is that? Oh, it's pee. Oh, what is he doing? He's drinking his, you know what. So, any questions about the role of the client, how to do this professionally? What does it take to step into a teacher position? And is it required to wear a flat earth t-shirt
Yes, it does.
with the ice wall around it? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I love that shirt. Chapter 16 is optional. And what has happened in my career, and this is a career, it can be a career for you, is to look at all my resistance to taking it off the internet. Because most of the conversations and most of the content about urine therapy is done on social media, because it's like a secret club. It's like a secret place that nobody knows except the people on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I decided that there was enough people. I was in Boulder, Colorado, And it dawned on me, there's a lot of people from certain generations that don't like devices. They don't have a cell phone. They don't like the internet. They're intimidated by it. They're intimidated by new technology. So these are the people I had to go offline to do that. So I started by putting together a group, and we met at the downtown public library. Did I tell you the story?
No.
Uh, there's a website or an app called Meetup,
Yeah.
meetup.com. So we put together a nonprofit organization called Shivambu. Shivambu.org is the website. And we would meet in the downtown public library. We'd reserve one of the rooms. And the universe has an interesting sense of humor. We would always get the El Dorado room. And that's a Spanish word for gold.
Gold. Yeah.
Gold. We thought, oh, how perfect, right? So
Nice.
we'd have 6 people, 8 people, newbies coming in, and that became a forum or a platform for us to take this out to the public. At one point, the word got out, and Channel 7 and Channel 9 from Denver, they drove up and they were doing shows with us. They did television stories. You know, they showed us having the meeting, they showed us doing practices in Tai Chi, and they usually presented in a way that looks very entertaining, very educational. And the last 30 seconds, they bring out the doctor to tell us we got it wrong. Surprise, right? I mean, this is lamestream media, Channel 9, Channel 7, NBC, CBS. But what they didn't realize is that years later, these shows have 100 to 150,000 views. And
Oh.
they've been helping the message. They've been helping this movement, because the people who have eyes will see that they're trying to demonize something for a reason, because it works.
Yeah, you could tell. It's so easy to discern the truth at this point. Like when people are just trying to shut it down, you could see it's their cognitive dissonance kicking
Right.
in. And when I try to like talk about stuff on YouTube, there's so many haters, and I was just like, I need to like keep evolving in silence for a few more years. But I think I'm ready to get to the point I could turn comments off, but I see how it affects like the influencers that I follow, and how they have to be so strong to deal with all the, because there's so many naysayers out there. But it's so easy to tell at this point when somebody's just a naysayer. And the person that has all the facts, like you could look it up, you could experiment on yourself and prove it. It's easy to tell that's the truth.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're a part of this movement, both you guys,
Thank you.
because we need people who know the truth to be able to share the truth. The other thing I did was I went to the city of Boulder. You know where Boulder, Colorado is?
Yes, it's always warmer there.
Well, yeah, it depends on what time of year and what the weather condition is. Boulder is just like the suburb of Denver. It's 45 minutes away, and you can feel its influence. So what I did was I went to the city of Boulder and got a permit to set up a table on Pearl Street Mall. You've ever heard of Pearl Street Mall?
Mm-mm.
Pearl,
I've probably been there.
it's a downtown mall that has the foot traffic, a lot of foot traffic, because every block they blocked off. Nobody can drive a car down this mall. So it's outdoor mall. And
In
there's always
Boulder?
Boulder.
I think I have been there, yeah.
Yeah, it's right near Boulder Creek, about a block away. So anyway, we got a table, and we put up a table. We had our books, handouts, this huge sign that said that urine therapy does a body good. By the way, I still have the banner. It's a 3 by 5 foot banner if you ever want to borrow it. And so we went out there. I had 3 students. One was filming, the other 2 was assisting. And in 4 hours, there was 35 guests that came to the table asking about urine therapy, and there was only 3 naysayers.
Wow.
And we filmed it, and some of the is on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's usually everything online is where the naysayers come out, the keyboard warriors go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, people are like they could see, they could tell like this is somebody that's like genuinely speaking here. Let me listen to them.
So it was well received. I don't remember if anybody followed up and called me. We put a sign-up sheet down on the table, but I don't remember if anybody actually signed it. But it was nice to see how many people were curious. What are you
They're
talking?
probably embarrassed to have their names on there.
Yeah, more than likely. So
Yeah.
the reason I do all this, my life has become a teaching device. So I do things out of realizing that each generation is going to benefit from the teaching. And when your life becomes aligned with the big picture while you're here, you see how it affects mass amounts of people other than just one-on-one. So if you decide you want to go professional, whether you decide to charge or not, that's up to you. This next chapter is just about that subject, chapter 17, which is on page 228. Now, every now and then I get flack from the urine therapy community, and I don't know if these people who comment on what I do is actually in urine therapy or they're just trolls that happen to be there causing some problems. But every now and then I get someone and goes, but urine is free. How dare you charge for teaching people about urine therapy? I said, let's think about that. Breathing is free, but people charge for breathing classes. Yoga is free. Anybody can stretch, but people charge for yoga. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, breath work. It's the work you're charging for, not the breath.
Yeah, what I'm charging for is the years of research and
Therapy.
training and expertise and my time and everything that has value. And that's what I tell them. You got that part right. The urine collection and use is free. But knowing what to do with it, I'm going to charge you. So you have to get
Yeah,
people on.
there's an energy exchange there.
There's an energy exchange, and the people who are complaining the most are the ones with poverty consciousness.
Yeah.
How you dare you charge for it? I said, go in a grocery store and ask them, how dare you charge for your groceries? Next time you go to your doctor, say to your doctor, how dare you charge me for your time? So you're right. It's based on value. It's based on exchange. I mean, I never turned away people because they couldn't afford my services or they couldn't afford my fees. I've always had a negotiation policy that you can make up a fee that you feel comfortable with or break it up into payments or trade me for coconuts. I mean, whatever it is. I've had people here on the island trade me for mangoes and papayas and coconuts and bananas. I'm going, good trade, good trade.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go looking for them. So that's what chapter 17 is all about. Whether you want to charge or not, that's up to you. If you do charge, what I did was I looked at similar professions to find out what their fees were. I look at what I charge here in Hawaii for foot massage and reflexology, and then I just matched it up, and that became my fee. And if you get really good at it, and you people want to go even deeper with you, then what you do is you lead them into buying a package of 5 or more, so they can go deeper and clear out more things from session to session. And then I always give them a discount price, like $75 off or $100 off if you buy a package.
That's good for them too, because it keeps them accountable if they're like having like, I don't want to do the work today. And, oh, I already paid for it. And then they're happy they did it.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a joy for me to work with people you see them next week. You can hear the results. You can see the changes. You can see their body change. You can see their eyes start to glow again. I only had one that dropped out. She'd had one session. It says, I don't know if I want to do this or not. And she didn't ask me for her money back. She says, I think I'm going off another direction. Good luck.
Huh?
So you never know.
I like the saying, when you pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
That is so true. And I like the way you said that. Any questions? We're coming up to page 223. And what I love about chapter 18 is you get to meet and learn from some of the teachers and leaders in the urine therapy movement. And the people in this chapter, I was fortunate to be able to interview them and do shows with them. And this is how I got to know them, got to know their heart and soul. And so I just want to spotlight some of these people. And let's start off with Ma Davy out in France. That's her with a big smile and her dreads. And let's read a little bit from her own words here. She's a spiritual teacher out there in France, and she also is renowned for her singing, from her very uplifting music and songs. Shiva Kalpa, also known as urine therapy, is an ancient holy science bestowed by the god Shiva to his consort Parvati. These practices and techniques were initially kept a secret, only practiced by the seeker of truth, perfect health, divinity, and ultimately physical immortality. Since UT is often misunderstood by common human beings, Lord Shiva recommended that it was not for the ignorant and that it should be kept a secret. Now, a similar thing happened with Saint Germain back in the 1700s. You heard of Saint Germain?
No.
Saint Germain was a master alchemist and a brilliant orator and politician. And so Saint Germain was teaching people about their I am presence, using the mighty I am presence and the violet consuming flame. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. And they found in the 1700s they were crucifying people who went against mainstream religion. So these guys met in secret. They met in caves, they met in homes, and they kept it going, but only by word of mouth. And it sounds like Shiva had his people do the same thing. You wait until the right people show up, and then you talk about it. Nevertheless, one can find its roots in many cultures and ancient traditions, healing recipes, and rituals. UT is a wonderful thing and is such perfection in human beings, although UT is forgotten or unknown by a majority of the world. It is rejuvenating, healing, and holds mystical powers for those who have the fortunate luck to discover it, explore UT, and stay devoted to their daily practices for a long life. So Ma Devi, she would never let city water touch her body. She wouldn't shower.
I don't either. Me neither. I just go in rivers. I don't like city water.
Yeah. She would bathe in urine.
Lucky.
Yeah. And she never dried it off. She would just go somewhere and let it dry. So that's Ma Devi. The next person is Harry Matadine. Have you heard of him?
No.
Harry Matadine wrote 2 books on aged urine. And he's out in England. Harry did things that nobody had ever thought what they would do. He was on a reality television show in England, kind of like the survival show we once had here in the United States. And so he had all these people sitting around a campfire, and they walked him in from the back into the campsite, and he's wearing all white robes like he's a monk or he's a saint. And he starts talking about urine therapy, and they were willing to drink their fresh urine on camera, even though they had a look of disgust on their face. And then he pours out the aged urine, and nobody would try it. And he's
Gosh.
chugging it down. And and Harry was on tabloids. He was on all kinds of things in England, medias, and he pushed the envelope a lot, and I loved him for it.
Drank aged urine.
That was Harry. Yeah, a lot of people started with aged urine because of his books. And I've got copies over here. They're not very thick. They're like 40 pages. But it's the introduction to the benefits and the stem cells and everything that's useful in doing aged urine.
Yeah, it's like a magic potion. Like, no, it wouldn't be natural. Like, if we were like cavemen, maybe they would have like a little pool in their cave and they would age and they would have the water. It might actually be more natural than I think. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. And no telling what kind of vessel they had back then. They could have used a coconut shell.
Yeah.
They could have used bamboo and formed it into a cup. No telling. They could have used anything. George Johnson is the guy who was secretly doing his own Shivambu movement until he discovered social media. He wrote with sidewalk chalk at the entrance of Yellowstone National Park, Shivambu is life. He would walk around town with a tie-dye t-shirt that said Shivambu is life. He had a personal plate on the back of his car that said Shivambu with some of the letters missing. And that was George Johnson. He's the one who came up with the idea of using goggles instead of eye cups. So I wanted to tell you about George Johnson. And this is some of the things that he wrote about. Dr. David Jubb, he's on page 239. Have you heard of Dr. David Jubb? Dr. David Jubb buddied a lot with David Wolfe, David Avocado Wolfe, and they toured together. This guy is a genius. He can understand science and quantum physics better than anybody. And he formulated his longevity products, and he showed up at the Water of Life convention in 2018 where I got to hang out with him, and he claimed he hadn't eaten anything in 10 years.
Wow.
And he talks a lot about urine. He's from Tasmania, which you know is just south of Australia. It's an island south of Australia. He's from Tasmania, and his family and their families kept up the tradition of doing urine therapy, and that's where he learned it. And I put him in here just so you can read what kind of a brain he has, the way he writes. For example, the most common complaint today is that vascular dementia and poor microcirculation. Urea opens up blood vessels by shrinking waterlogged terrain. It is then that intestinal lesion is healed by B vitamins made by friendly intestinal life colloid, of which the nitrogen from urine therapy is useful, and such a practice shifts life colloid toward useful protobacillus. Do you have people in your life who talk that way? Well, maybe not, but David Jubb was a fascinating character, and still got some pictures of me in a group picture with me sitting next to him. That's Dr. David Jubb. Next, we have Dave Murphy, who's also known as allegedly Dave. Have you heard of him?
I've heard, definitely.
All right, so he talks a lot about flat Earth. He talks a lot of conspiracy theories. And he did a 30-day urine fast to heal a health condition.
Really? Huh.
It's either allergies or asthma. I thought it was cancer, but it might have been something else. But he was one of the first, and it was inspiring a lot of people to do urine fasts longer than 3 days. And that's Dave Murphy, aka allegedly Dave. He says, quote, "Urine is a living liquid. It remains alive as long as you do, and the stem cells that it contains continue to divide and multiply while in storage. This makes aged urine a very powerful agent for healing cuts, burns, rashes, and inflammation, or any other topical use." That's our buddy Dave Murphy. Leah Sampson, which you'll see on the next page, on page 244. All right. There's just scroll through a couple of pages like to 248, 249. These are her before and after pictures. She was a mess. She was overweight. She had all kinds of diseases. And then she ends up getting a third degree burn over most of her body.
Mm.
And it was urine therapy that brought her back.
Mm. Mm.
Today, she's got her perfect weight. She looks great. She was seen over at Mardi Gras in Louisiana, dancing with headdress and feather outfit all over the place. She's Native American from Canada. And so I wanted you to read her story, how she turned her life and her health all around with urine therapy.
Wow.
We did an interview about 6 years ago, so it may be floating around somewhere.
Oh, there it is. Talking about the nephrons.
Oh,
Has over.
what page you on?
Wow.
What page
Oh,
you on?
249, right after the one showing her burns improving.
Yeah, the article by Algovar Marin.
Yeah.
You want to read what you're looking at? So we'll be on the same page.
Yeah. There are approximately 170 liters of blood that are filtered in the kidneys per day, but only approximately 1.4 liters are excreted. More than 90% of the water is reabsorbed. Each kidney weighs approximately 141 grams, is made up of 1,200,000 nephrons, or
1,200,000.
1,200,000. Whoa.
That's a lot.
Nephrons filters, that is more or less than 2,400,000 filters or nephrons.
And all that is in your kidneys. Can you imagine? I mean, that's sophisticated, very sophisticated. And we just think of our kidney as just an empty little something that filters and drops it into the bladder.
Crazy.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Our bodies are far more intelligent than our minds.
Yeah, and they're very sophisticated. Our intestines, somehow all our intestines are wrapped inside us. And you stretch them out, they go pretty far. The same with your nerves. It's pretty amazing to think all that is inside of you at all times. And it's constantly performing functions and regenerating and cleansing. There's a lot goes on when you're unaware of. So that's why this is a miracle. Urine is sterile fluid while it is in the urethra. Urine has more than 5,661 organic compounds and are specific for each body. The main ingredient is water. Urine contains hormones that go from the pineal gland to the sex glands. It also contains steroids, proteins, minerals, vitamins, enzymes, antioxidants, antibodies, antitoxins, muscle cells, muscle tissues, cellular tissues, endotoxins, exotoxins that are produced by viruses, bacteria, and microbes that live in the body. And anything that's in the body that's antagonistic is designed for your body to use that to its advantage to produce stem cells and antibodies. So if you get something that seems to compromise your body or is toxic to your body, the body uses that information to create a remedy. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Your body has intelligence. And our job is to listen and work with your body. For all of this, it's better to drink any or all of your urine and not consume it with anything artificially or chemically made by a human. It is made by the most sophisticated laboratory made by God herself and not by man, like the laboratory called the human body. To all brave women and men who practice urine therapy, I bow to you. Any questions? And last but not least, from all the people that I've admired over the years, is a guy who uses his alias online as We Do Shivambu. That's his pen name. His real name is Casey Caban. And he wrote a book of urine therapy poems. See how creative our community is?
Yeah.
So he wrote this book, and if you would like, and if you really insist, I'll sing it as a rap song.
I insist.
Oh, you want to join me? No one's ever done that.
Oh gosh, I'll
Okay.
try.
Let's start the beat.
Audience.
Dario, here we go.
Dare you on the beat.
What are your ailments? Are you seeking a cure? Are you given treatments that leave you unsure? Most remedies relieve us, but that doesn't matter. Masking the symptoms when the cure's in our bladder. The poisons consumed are always there. It's in our food.
Water and air.
Air. Some we control. No need to assume. It's simply based on
What we consume.
what we consume. If you don't feel good, do you know why?
Do you pop a pill and hope you don't die? The cure lives within us.
And it's
Just look and see.
and
It's
see.
very simple. Start drinking your pee.
Taking your pee. Woo!
Yeah.
This is our debut duo. So, any questions about what we went over today in today's class?
Nope.
Excellent. So the next class and last class and final class, the completion class, is scheduled for July the 23rd. Same time, same station. If you can, Araya, make sure your phone is charged.
That's Robin Williams' birthday, the 23rd.
Robin
think.
Williams.
Pretty sure,
20
yeah.
23rd
Yeah.
of July?
Yeah.
He had a house in Boulder, Colorado that was used for the Mork and Mindy show.
Oh,
Remember that
cool.
show? Do you remember the show?
No.
Yeah, go
I'll
look it up. It's called Mork and Mindy, and he was an alien that flew an egg from outer space, and he lands on Earth. He ends up in Boulder, Colorado, and he's relating to these humans the best way he can. And it's a fun little story. Well, the house that they filmed it in is in Boulder, Colorado. It's a Victorian house from the 1920s, 1930s. And when he passed away, all his fans were coming by, putting out flowers and cards and well wishes. And the people who own the house said, "Guys, we grieve for you. We grieve for the loss of Robin, but we live here. Please don't litter up our house with all these flowers."
No.
So it's still a historic house. People drive by all the time and stop and take pictures.
Oh, nice.
So next class, we're going to start with chapter 19. We're going to go into the future of Shivambu and the Shivambu movement, which, as a lot of this has come true since this first was channeled back in 2018 when I wrote the first book, The Healing Water. And then I added a revised version in here. And a lot of things that are taking place on the planet right now came from that vision. We're also going to study why humor is important when talking about a controversial subject. You know, if people can't take a joke, pee on them.
I'm big on jokes, so.
So that's what we're going to do next week, and then we're going to finish it up with some other things, and then you guys get to graduate, and you get to invite your mom and dad over, and you get to throw your cap up in the air, and you get a certificate.
That's us. There you go. It's only two of us, but hey, that's yeah.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming to class. I enjoyed your comments and your input, and I learned from you guys as well.
Well, I learned from you too. So.
Thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you.
You're worth it. So,
I like your artwork, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Not you. I'm talking about Araya's art.
Oh, Reyes.
Thank you.
I too as well.
We love yours as well.
Are your left-hand pictures finished? Or are they still in process?
Those two are done. I could add more, but yeah, I'm just keeping it really simple for now. Just doing more and having fun. So meditative.
What I'd recommend as someone who's been an artist my whole life is to name the picture and put a date on it.
Oh yeah, I've got the dates.
Sometimes too concrete, you know, I don't know.
If you feel like it, name a picture. If you don't feel like it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll have to create one.
All right, guys, we're going to jump off now. Thanks for everything.
Thank
Thank
you.
Here's a hug from Kauai.
Virtual hugs.
Virtual hug from the kingdom of God, the kingdom of the creator.
Yeah, people do this a lot too out here.
Right.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week. Reach out to me if you need anything between now and then.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Bye, Rhea.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ciao.